Hey, people. I was talking about the power of the names, and I was looking for where the word come up in the Bible, and it brought me here to Numbers 21, I believe, where it tells a story about the people cussing God because the snakes were biting them in the wilderness. And so God told Moses to put a serpent on a pole, and Moses did, and the people that looked at the serpent lived. And so that brought me to this stained glass I found. And as I investigate this more, it looks like white fly invasion in the hot house. You see the weed growing and the white fly invasion on the back of the leaves and on the grapes here. And white fly is the Hebrew word for and prayed. And so everybody thinks that a serpentum is a snake. But the serpent's not a snake. This is a serp, fire, enter in. A serp, enter in. A serpum is the fiery. The serpent is the nest. And so prayed is a white fly. But serp is just fiery. They gave it the serpent because it was in the picture. They figured it'd go in there somewhere. So they put a couple of clues in this English translation, but you'll never figure this out from the English translation. But the clues are in this word red, which all these words are not in the right place. They're all mistranslated. Edom is the red. And spoke the people against God, and cursed God. And no food, that's a clue. And the bread is worthless, your money's no good. And then fiery, and they bit. And we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh, and cussed God. And he told Moses to make you a fiery. And everyone who is bitten, and if had bitten. And if you look in the Greek, they turn that fiery into brass. And they say chalco is brass, and they'll say chalco means copper. But it's the chalco when what is a ton, the pie, the mouth, the shame you. This is the cursing here. The brass and put it upon a sign is the chalco when what is a ton, the pie, to shame you. And so chalco means a curse, to curse. It means ahi puta madre, your whore mother. Comes from these little bitty peppers here. They hotter than hell. They're about the size of a pea, a big pea. The chocolate sense. And that's what that means. It means you whore mother. When you bite it, you start cussing. It's a chocoense. So they had to twist the meaning of these words, otherwise they would have to tell you that they were sailing to America because you don't find this pepper anywhere but in America. It's not a cultivated pepper. It's a wild pepper you go foraging for. The ayaputi madra, often causing people to swear when biting it. Comes from the Chaco region. So we know that's not a Greek word. That's a Nautical word from the Americas. And it's my go-to when I have bug problems. I pepper them up. Bugs, rodents, I put the pepper on them. And it's also good for when your enemy is bigger than you. You would use this old cursing pepper of muscle me. When somebody's bigger than you, they try to muscle you around, where your word a Muslim comes from, to rule. Muscle, rule. Somebody trying to rule you, hit him with the old cayenne in the eye. So this last line on this says, and goes the mouse in his nest. Who's the cat on the pole? Vayam to see him. In the sickness, a tase, and habit all in his, the nest of which the nest which you come from. And so this meow, this is the Egyptian word for cat, and this is an ancient term, whose New Orleans, where that comes from, the cat on the pole. New Orleans is underwater, everything out there is on a pole. And what it means is the lucky cat, whose cat all, and with the tack there, this reads backwards, so it's the SNE becomes a SVE, sov, and then ends. And who all sevens, who's lucky? The dogs didn't get him, the cat's on the pole. And so who's cat on the pole? And veum, to see him. That's the ancient term that in Latin they just write Vicky. Veni, vidi, Vicky. Came, saw, and conquered. And that's what that means. Who's cat on the pole, up on the pole, can see it. A lens veum, can see it all. Is victory. You don't have to conquer them, you just have to see their plans. See what it's going to take to disrupt them. So I read the top of this in that last movie, and it was the first line is talking about the fumigator, the exterminator, and then the second line was talking about the place, and it was in the hot house, in the termitatorium. The termitatorium will utterly destroy termites. And then it was third line was talking about the MO and the reason and purpose for. And affirms them a fume harm. And then this fourth line was describing the person, and wise of mirror direcum supples by, to supple in place of, supple, or to ease by, to go around, and supples by a torch. And they use a mirror for a torch on their head, and had them what fix their naps, and up on the head, what fix her naps, napsium indirect. And who'd ever humble him? A Muslim holy tenue. The Muslim holy tenue is to kill all the Christians, of the Muslim holy tenue, of the Muslimi holy tenue. My crime to limit inum diversity, to limit the diversity in diversity. Anal behind anal come. And this is where your word senile comes from, old to see, and words with an A reading backwards, N-I-A-L, the senile come, to get old. And vain, and shrinks away, and the M-I-M becomes an N. Means low waters. And vain, a nun, the nun fishing, affixable come, equal fall. And so, equal is worthless. They want to be on top of everybody. And equal fall is not good. And why slay? Who evo is an evolution. And evo mate, the mating. And slay whoever's mating. Who evil mating is the serpum, a vine suck. They serpum, they to extract from, a serpum, a vine suck. What home emit? And this is where your word hema comes from, blood, and it's the M is the water, and the O is the eye waters is tears, and E is life, the life tears is your blood, your homeboys, your blood. And a serpum vine suck, what blood who emit 'em, or rob 'em his role, to rob 'em his role, his job. Why vesum allum see yammer, which ton acid burn, of you who back it fly, all you who a sermal, what in his white fly. Mus abode 'em. You know, why meaning how, and ves, V-A-E-V-E-S, vesum, how vesum, who vesum, all'em see, all from sea, your your vessels, all your people, and who vesum all'em sieve, S-E-V, receive, and receive yammer, receive word, which ton, to put it on, to ton it, which ton acid, an acid burn, of you who back it fly. And so we have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahweh. That's when you eat that hot pepper and you get that acid burn. And from sieve a word which tana acid burn, of you who back it fly. All you who asserm, all in what in his white fly, must abode 'em, must live here. And then his fix is ym, and who am a rival, to fight back. Who am rival 'em a sea as elixir push, ELKSRPUSHIM, as elixir push 'em at Wallens. Vehicle. Vehicle is, how it gets there. Vehicle is one of the three parts of the paint. Base holds the pigment, and the vehicle attaches the pigment to the surface and then evaporates. It's just the transportation. It drops you off and goes on its way. A vehicle. It's spirits and paints. As elixir push 'em at wall in's vehicle. In suck, not bite, but in suck, where is at a witchy. And so this is a double vav. It means, how live, why chi, why live. In suck, where is at why live. And then vios, and goes a mouse in his nest. And goes the mouse in his nest, whose meow all ends, cat all ends on the pole, the cat on the pole of view 'em. And so it doesn't say on the pole, it says, lucky cat, all sevens. But, it's a sign. You see a cat on the pole and, it's telling you something. And then this tack here, this has you reading this as the cause in, KSN, is the causing and sick. And causing the sick and necessitize and habitualness, the nest, witchy, where you're from. So it's giving a clue of what's going on in the nest down here. It's habitual, and it runs in the bloodline. She's feeding them from her own blood. Drug addiction runs in the blood. Most anything habitual is hereditary. And the causing the sicken necessitize, and we bite is an habitualness. Ness is an ancient word for river, runs. And when I read this, it made me think of Ka. Oh, trust in me. And I'll leave the link down below here. Watch this minute and a half and check out the words to this song. But this is why they don't want you to be able to read this, because it's the same way they get rid of rodents and they get rid of people. To anesthetize and habitualness, the nest witchy runs in the family. So the bronze is the mouse hiding in his nest, and it's who's a meow, all sevens, all lucky up on the pole. It's a cat on the pole, and meaning I conquered, Vicky. So you can just replace all this with just Vicky. And goes the mouse in his nest, who's the cat on the pole veum, and Vicky and victory in causing the sickness, the sicknessitize, and hypnotize. They don't see it coming, and habitual, inhabitual in his nest, in the nest witchy. I'm gonna cut this off here. Good day.